Today I'm going to give you guys 5 lucid dreaming tips on how to increase your level of lucidity in a lucid dream. Hey guys, welcome back to Tipharot. It's me Matt here, and today I'm discussing lucidity and how to increase it. So lucidity is how lucid you are in a dream. You might think it's just a yes or no, you're either lucid or you're not. But it's not that simple. You can be aware that you're dreaming and still behave like you do in a normal dream. You know, reacting to things as if they're normal, like seeing a dinosaur and reacting to it as if it's normal, not realizing the fact that it's there because it's a dream. You react as if it's the real world, you're careful about obeying traffic laws because you think that you're in the real world driving a real car, even though you know you're dreaming. This sort of thing can happen, or you can forget your goals that you set out to do, and you can forget how to do certain things, like even simple things like waking yourself up by opening your eyes. You can forget how to do that because you're not properly lucid. So how do you increase your level of lucidity? Tip number 1, use more direct methods. This means things like wild. The reason that I suggest this is because when you actually rely on dream-induced lucid dreams as your main method of getting lucid, you're relying on the dream that you became lucid in to actually support you. What I mean by this is your dreams have different levels of clarity and so on. So you might be in a dream that's very, very clear, and when you get lucid in that dream, you're often very, very lucid. Often it corresponds to the level of clarity of the dream. On the other hand, if you enter into a dream that was very, very murky and blurry and so on, then 1, the dream might just end there and then, but 2, if it doesn't, often your level of lucidity is very, very low. So when you go directly into a lucid dream, you're creating it right away when you do, say, wild or something like that. And so you have this kind of stable dream to begin with. It might become less stable later on, your lucidity level may drop later on as well, but the dream that you go into, your lucidity level is normally high to begin with, you remember what you're doing. This is the other thing, there is no lapse of consciousness. When you have a dream-induced lucid dream, you go to sleep, you're asleep for ages, you might go through several dreams, and then you eventually become lucid in one of them. And so you don't often remember what you were planning to do and so on. You've got all of this stuff that happened between when you were last aware that you wanted to get lucid and between when you actually became lucid. With wild, you're there trying to get lucid, and then you get lucid right there. So, you're right next to the time when you were remembering all the things you wanted to do, and so you usually remember them. You carry that consciousness over, and so you have a higher level of lucidity right from the get-go. Tip number 2, meditation. I say this a lot on this channel, and I'm not going to stop saying it. Meditation is vitally important. It has so many benefits, but it also has a lot of benefits for lucid dreamers. And one of those is that it increases the level of your lucidity. It also increases clarity, recall, and all other aspects of lucid dreaming, but it definitely increases your level of lucidity very, very much. And so you should be meditating every single day. I suggest meditating for around 20 minutes or longer each night, close to bedtime, and that's going to help you a lot. Tip number 3, practice lucid dreaming for a long time. Practice makes perfect. It's the same with lucid dreaming. The more often you do it, and the longer you've been doing it, the more lucid dreams you've had and so on, the more lucid you will typically be in a lucid dream. When I first started lucid dreaming, most of my dreams, I was not very, very lucid when I got lucid. I wouldn't understand certain things, like I would be afraid of something dangerous in a dream even though I knew I was dreaming. All sorts of things like that I don't have an issue with now, because now I've been lucid dreaming for so long that I just genuinely have a higher level of lucidity as a kind of baseline when I'm in a dream. Tip number 4, use a sleep mask or black out all of the light in your room. Melatonin is a vital component of healthy sleep and vivid dreams. So if you're not producing enough melatonin, then you're not going to have that. Now, to produce enough melatonin, you have to be in complete darkness when you sleep. That means no street lights from outside shining in your window. That means no, little blue light on the bottom of your computer or your computer monitor or whatever. Any of that stuff can affect your melatonin production and negate it, which means that you're going to have less vivid dreams. And as I mentioned before, clarity and lucidity are often linked very much. So if you're not actually having clear dreams, then you're likely not going to have them as lucid. And so by improving clarity, by increasing melatonin, by actually blacking out all the lights and so on, you're going to have a higher chance of being more and more lucid in each dream. Tip number 5, look for and recognize dream signs. Dream signs are basically any recurring theme in your dreams that you've noticed happens a lot in your dreams, and so you've decided to look for it all the time, and whenever you spot it, you test if you're dreaming. You do a reality check and you question if you're dreaming. So for example, recently I had one where I was dreaming lots and lots about squirrels, and so every time I would encounter a squirrel, I would do a reality check. Now, I typically don't encounter squirrels in my day-to-day life. You know, I do have a park nearby where they sometimes go, but I don't typically walk through that park that much. And even when I do, I still rarely see them there. And so I didn't expect to see any in my waking life. But I ended up seeing one, like, just a couple of weeks after those dreams, and I thought, okay, that's odd, I'm going to do a reality check. Now, to my surprise, you know, this was in my garden as well. I saw this in my garden. I've never seen a squirrel in my garden before. And I saw a squirrel there. So I did a reality check, and I really expected to find out I was dreaming. I wasn't. But a few days later, once again, I encountered a squirrel when I was out walking through some park. And I did a reality check, and I found out I was, in fact, dreaming. So look out for dream signs, because yes, they will help you get lucid more often. But also, there is a second component to this. And the fact that you are constantly looking for dream signs and constantly questioning whether you're dreaming or not, and constantly reacting to those dream signs with genuinely questioning your reality, knowing that you could be dreaming right then, it's often a lot better than just regular reality checks in terms of actually increasing your level of lucidity, because that constant questioning nature, constantly, you know, not being aware if you're dreaming or awake, and always, you know, on the edge, kind of unsure about it and uncertain and ready to question it, that is the kind of attitude that you need to maintain a high level of lucidity in your dreams. So I hope you guys have enjoyed these 5 tips. And if you did enjoy the video, remember to subscribe for more. Also, if you want to support the channel, which definitely means a lot, then check out the Patreon page. You can also find weekly updates there on what's coming out next week. Thank you guys for watching. Take care.